course, the Twins theme song of this 87 season, Superman. They play it after every run that's scored in the Dome. These fans can sense it now. Their champions have returned home.
Let's just let the crowd speak for a half minute here, Rob. The garage door is coming on up, and that means the Twins will be coming on out. The American League champion, Minnesota Twins. And I'll tell you what, those Twins are sucking it up. They love it. They're sitting there, all of them have their wives and their families with them. This is a moment, no matter what happens in the World Series, that they will remember, I'm sure, forever.
Collectively, Joe, they're stunned. The players had to actually stop in their tracks and look around. They can't believe the noise, the people, the excitement.
The wives are waving their Homer hankies. They've been doing that since game one. Some hugs from some of the front office people. It's one tight family. You talk about every player and their wife and their family, but the Twins family extends beyond the dugout. It extends to the front office. And there you see Don.
They're still blowing the whistle. Everybody sharing now in this unbelievable moment. Yeah, let's try to get together and introduce everybody. The voice of the Minnesota Twins on WCCO Radio, Herb Carneal.
These fans aren't going to let them start talking for another 20 minutes. A good shot of Bert Blyleven, the winning pitcher, in game number 5. And what a job he did, what a gutsy performance for this crafty veteran. He will be counted on heavily, of course, in the World Series. He promised this team last year at Fan Appreciation Day that this team would get to the World Series, and that's exactly what they've done. Rob, this is a very, very special moment for Minnesota sports.
Players actually stunned, Joe. They wanted to start the program, but the crowd's not going to look at Frank Viola. There's Frankie. That, of course, his youngest son. Frank, who pitched twice. Bruno behind him, shaking his head. Tom Bernansky. He's got his father's uniform on there. That's Frankie Jr. There's Tom Bernansky. What a series he had. There's Michelle Viola.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, a real good evening to you. There's no doubt about it. This is a bigger crowd than we had at Tiger Stadium by far today. tell you, let's hear it one more time for the American League champion Minnesota Twins. Folks, we don't know whether our Twins are going to be playing St. Louis or San Francisco in the World Series. But I'll tell you, wait a minute, I'll tell you, if anybody thinks that the St. Louis club is going to beat the Minnesota Twins, they're making a cardinal sin. And if anybody thinks San Francisco is going to beat the Twins, they're making a giant mistake. Let's have a hand for the owner of the Minnesota Twins, Carl Pohlad, right here. Twins president Jerry Bell. Where's Jerry? Welcome, Jerry.
Thank you, Herb. I just can't believe this, and I just cannot thank these fans enough. Obviously, and certainly everybody here knows, we couldn't have done this without the fans. No question about it. We're the best fans in town.
Thank you, Jerry. Well, as you folks know, if you followed us over the season, the Twins, we've had some rough spots, and there are times when we've had some doubting Thomases. People are ready to write them off. But I'll tell you, this team has risen to the occasion. They've done the job when they've had to do it, haven't they? The poor little inexperienced Minnesota Twins, they didn't know anything about playoffs. Couldn't win on the road, could they? Well, I tell you, we have a gentleman who I think has done a great job as far as keeping things on an even keel when the boat was rocking a little bit. Our skipper, Tommy Kelly.
Hi, Herb.
Good evening, TK.
Hi, Herb. What's happening? How do these things happen?
Somebody got the schedule mixed up. We should have played here today.
It would have been sort of nice. No, the guys, speaking on behalf of all the guys, this is unbelievable turnout. This is magnificent for the upper Midwest, Minneapolis, St. Paul. I wish we had room on our World Series roster for another person, and I think I would try to include all the people here today on our 24-man roster, but we just can't do that. But great.
How long is it going to take to beat the National League?
Well, we're going to do the best we can. Herb, you're putting me in a bad spot there.
We'll do it in 6. How about that? 6 games. Thank you, Tommy. Now, folks, we want you to meet the members of this ball club. And I think I'm especially happy for our coaching staff because they're somewhat the unsung heroes the ball players at first don't think so, but I know from the news media standpoint, you don't hear a lot about our coaching, but I think that these guys are the hardest working people on the ball club. First of all, right here is our pitching coach and Mr. and Mrs. Dick Such. And one of the greatest all-time Twins, hitting coach Tony Oliva. And our catching and bullpen coach, Rick Stelmasic. First base coach, Wayne Terwilliger. And another former Twin and one of the best third base coaches in the major leagues, Rick Rennick. There. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we know you want to meet the members of our playing roster, the champion Twins. And for the introductions of our players, it's my pleasure to introduce you to my broadcasting partners all year long, John Gordon, John Rooney, and Hall of Famer Harmon Killebrew.
Let's meet the American League champion Minnesota Twins. First off, relief pitcher number 22, Keith Atherton. A guy who's always been a winner everywhere he's been, coming to the Twins before September 1st, number 18, Don Baylor. A fellow they call Senor Smoke El Gasolino, number 40, Juan Berenguer. A year ago, this man promised a World Series to Minnesota fans. The winning pitcher today, number 28, Bert Blyleven. What a playoff series for Bruno, number 24, Tom Brunetsky. Was the best pinch hitter in the American League last year, and as an everyday player, an outfielder, a designated hitter, helped the Twins on their way, number 25, Randy Bush. Here's one of the hardest workers on the ball club, a guy who came back for his second time around, number 33, catcher Sal Butera. Now, if you talk to this fella, he'll tell you that he's worked all his life to get right here tonight. They call him Country, number 27, Mark Davidson. Now, if you will, welcome relief pitcher, number 21, George Frazier. quickest fielding shortstop in the major leagues, Greg Gagne. Mr. Glad Wrench, Dan Gladden. Twins rookie, Gene Larkin. Minnesota's own Kent Herbeck. Twins catcher, Tim Laudner. Twins second baseman, Lombo, Steve Lombardozzi. Hey, Twins fans, our favorite little guy, Al Newman. Come on out here, Nuxie, Joe Necro. Twins catcher, Tommy Nieto. Ladies and gentlemen, our own Hall of Famer, Harmon Killebrew.
You people are unbelievable. Thank you so much. I thought 1965 was great, but this is the ultimate. You are so wonderful. Thank you. Let me introduce some players to you. Chris Patero. Chris. Kirby Puckett. Gentlemen, Jeff Reardon. Dan Chancellor. win. Wes Straker! And the big left-hander, Frank Viola! Now the voice of the Minnesota Twins, Herb Cardile.
Thank you, Harmon. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the gentlemen who had such a key role in the Twins' success this year because he helped to engineer the trades that brought people like Jeff Reardon, Dan Gladden, Al Newman, Don Baylor over to the Minnesota Ball Club. The executive vice president of our Minnesota Twins, Andy McPhail. Andy?
Thank you. There's been a lot of speculation. There's been a lot of speculation in baseball as to why the Minnesota Twins enjoyed the best home record of all the major leagues. And I think the nation as a whole watching NBC got a good idea why it is. There are 2,081,000 reasons, and we thank you.
Another thing, we need to introduce the people behind the Minnesota Twins, the Twins' wives. How about a hand for them, huh? And right now, the Twins want to say thank you by making a tour of the Metrodome. The American League champion Minnesota Twins.
The Twins are obviously very pleased with the fans, and they're awfully very happy to be the winners of the American League. Joining me now is Mark Curtis. And Mark, you just got back with the team. You were on that plane. Tell me about that plane ride home.
Joe, I've never been on a plane ride like that. I've traveled with the NFL, I've traveled with the USFL, the NBA, but there was such a mood of festivity on the plane, the wives and the players and all the coaches, and the pilot kept making announcements that the Metrodome was slowly filling up. By the time we made our final approach into the Twin Cities, he said there were about 45,000 people at the Metrodome, and the plane erupted. I had goosebumps. More importantly, the players, even though they knew that there were 45,000 people here, they were overcome with emotion. Gary Gaetti, the MVP, started crying and fell into his wife's arms. Bert Blyleven started crying. It was an unbelievable scene, and I think they were all finally realizing exactly what they've done for this city.
Well, I think the fans played such an important role in the American League Championship Series, and I don't think there's any question. There'll probably be more Homer hankies sold, more whistles sold, and they're going to just put everybody in this dome, and I think they'll be louder during the World Series than they were in the Championship Series, and I don't even know if that's possible.
I don't think there's any question about it. You look around this dome, I don't think that there's another city in the American League or the National League that compares.
And the Twins finishing up their victory lap. I thought it was kind of neat how some of the guys went out and hammed it up a little bit. Joe Niekro with the file, and Ken Herbig obviously very elated. These guys feel it. I mean, they worked so hard. For years, they took the rap. This year, They had their ups and downs. The media, sometimes we were hard on them. Sometimes maybe they deserved it. But all in all, now they deserve the praise because they are the American League champions.
There's no question about it. One of the coaches, the third base coach, Rennick, said to me, you know, I've been around 25 or 30 years, and I never thought this would happen. He says, I've waited so long for this, and his voice broke with emotion. I mean, you're right, this is what it's all about.
And it does such a great job. And I think what's going to happen now with the program is we're going to see that famous speech that Bert Blyleven gave last year at Fan Appreciation Day when he said, we will be in the World Series next year. There's a certain chemistry to this team. And I think it takes a couple of years to develop that chemistry because, you know, it may sound a little bit hokey, but you got to have that togetherness, that love for each other. And these guys have been through the wars together. They've been through the tough years, and now that chemistry is paying off with victory.
I think so many times, you know, you hear them talking about the right combination of veteran experience with youthful exuberance, and I think this is a classic example of that.
All right, let's go back to the PA announcer as the program continues.
How about a hand for Howard Boggs? Ladies and gentlemen, Bert Blyleven.
Thank you very much. I really don't think I can talk on behalf of all the players, but this is outstanding. We're number one. If I can get your attention, we forgot to mention a couple people. Our home clubhouse man, Jim Wiesner, is somewhere around here. Jim Wiesner. Our head trainer, Dick Martin. His assistant, Brad. Brad, where you at? There he is. And I'll tell you what, the best traveling secretary in baseball, Laurel Preeb. You know, last year on Fan Appreciation Day, I did feel that this organization had something to offer. And I really feel that with the 24 guys, we had a goal out of spring training to win our division. And we were the underdogs going into Detroit. But we showed them, didn't we? Now going into the World Series, there's 24 guys here, along with Tom Kelly and the coaches and the front office, that want to do one thing. We want a World Series champ here in Minnesota, and we need your support. John, anyone? Just to close, again, on behalf of all the players, this is something we will never forget. Thank you for coming out. Thank you. Can I say one thing, though, before we leave? I tell you, behind every good ball player, there's a wife. And if all of you noticed, the whistles. We have all the wives here. Would they all take a bow? All of them. Just wave. Blow your whistles. Because they're going to bring a World Series champion to Minnesota. Thank you very much.
Thank you all for coming. Good night, everybody, and we'll see you at the World Series.
There it is, the night that Minnesota will remember for a long time. The American League champions have themselves a championship celebration. But remember, there's one left because the World Series starts next Saturday night right here on Channel 5. where the Minnesota Twins will take on the winner of the National League. And right now, that'll either be the San Francisco Giants or the St. Louis Cardinals. But what a show here tonight. There was not a person in this audience that was not moved at one time or another tonight, because this place was just rocking. This place rocked like you just would not believe. The fans and the stands were obviously moved by it, and so were all the players themselves. As the smiles and the goosebumps, and when they walked in, coming with me right now, Tom Bernansky and his wife. Bruno, congratulations, buddy. Hey, what did you think when you walked in this dome tonight?
This is the most exhilarating feeling I've ever had in my life. To be accepted like this from the fans here for what we've accomplished. It's not over yet. I just can't wait to see the total reaction this place is going to have when we do win it all.
You got those whistles out for the World Series?
Oh, yeah, they're going to be there strong all the way.
Well, Bruno, now you guys got to come back down to earth and try to get some work done.
We've got 3 days to come back to earth. We're going to have a couple workouts, get our priorities straight. We're going to come, whoever wins St. Louis or San Francisco, it's not going to matter because they're coming to the Dome first. And we're going to take it to them.
Enjoy it, Bruno.
Thank you, Joseph.
All right,
Thank you, everybody. You guys have been great.
All right. Mark Curtis now joins us right now, and he has Steve Lombardozzi. Mark?
Lombo, when you walked in, Joe and I were talking about what you must have felt, but only you know. What was the emotion like?
Oh, it was incredible. I don't know if I can describe it. I just wish that these people could be down here on the field with us. It's just an incredible feeling.
Does something like this, does this become the takeoff point for the World Series?
Oh, you aren't kidding. Just coming home off of some of the road trips where we had some terrible road trips and had fans at the airport waiting for us. I mean, this is just typical of the Minnesota fans, and we're just loving it.
Spring training seems like so long ago.
Oh,
to end it like this has got to be great, and it's not over yet.
No, it's not. And believe me, the guys are not happy with what we've just done. We're going to pursue this right to the end. We're going to bring home a World Series championship to Minnesota.
All right, Lombo, thanks for being with us. Joe, let's go back over to you.
All right, I'm with Roy and Christine Smalley, and Roy, I have to admit, I got goosebumps when this crowd got pumped up a couple of times tonight. As a ball player, it must have moved you like maybe no other time in your career.
Like nothing else in my entire life or in any of my wildest dreams, Joe. I've never seen anything like this in 13 years in the major leagues, and in 13 years of even dreaming about what could possibly happen. I never, ever dreamed anything could be like this. It's not just butterflies, it's misty-eyed, believe me.
Christine, we talked about the Twins being one big family, and the wives are a very important part of that family. You guys really helped out down the stretch and in Detroit.
I sure hope we did, and I just want to say that I'm not only a fan of my husband's, I'm a Minnesota Twins fan. I was born and raised here, and this is just a thrill for me. It really is.
Roy, you guys got to come back down to earth now and get ready for Saturday.
Give us a break, Joe. We're gonna keep it on that even level in a couple of days. We're gonna stay a little sky high here for a while. These people have got us so far off the ground, it's unbelievable, and you can't imagine what a special moment this is for Chrissy and me. 9 years in this organization, and the last time I think that we stood like this in front of the media was when I went to New York. You have no idea what this means to us right now.
All right, I got a tip for you in the World Series. Take them one game at a time.
Yeah.
We'll do that when we start on Saturday.
All right.